All right, sisters, this is what we have trained for. We are here entering into December, the official holiday season. And before you come with the I'm tired, I'm stressed, I'm overwhelmed, there's food everywhere, it's cold, it gets dark early. I mean, all of which are very true. I'm not saying those aren't true. I'm also not saying that I haven't said those. Like I literally said some of that to my husband last night. So if you've said those, you're in good company. But what I do want to invite you to do is open another door. There is another way to go about the next 4 weeks. And quite honestly, this is what we have been building for all year long. This is the month where we can lean in and we can really work and learn from the skills we have built all year long. These empowered eating elements that we have built on and fine-tuned and worked through. Guys, this is where we live them. This is where we come, and it's like game day. We are so ready for it. And today I want to talk to you about how you can lean into those empowered eating skills. And I've got 3 specific ways you can do that and how to set your intention for this holiday season. It is a unique season because of all those things that are here. I mean, it is cold. It is darker early, at least on this side of the country. And there is a lot of food everywhere. There are families that, some of us, we love them and some of them we don't. But either way, there's a lot of emotion that comes up this time of year. Sometimes we do struggle with depression, with sadness, loneliness. And while all of this may be true, what I know with all of the bones in my body is that there is hope. And there is a better way to go about this season. And you know what, sister? You hold the key. I want to help you turn that key and unlock your own happiness this season. And we're going to actually do it through food. Because what I love most about empowered eating is that it leads to empowered living. And I'm so here for that. All right, let's get it. Hey, awesome. Yeah, I'm talking to you. I know you're ready to stop falling into diet culture traps and finally put together a realistic plan on how to boost your energy. You might feel stuck because you can't quite kick the chocolate habit. The whole body love thing isn't getting the job done. Or maybe you're at an impasse because you are pushing it in the gym, but you can't figure out how and what to eat. How many times have you Googled best diet and found that the latest trend has failed you? Hey girl, I'm Jess. Registered dietitian, wife, mama, and total science and nutrition research junkie. I too used to be stuck in the cycle of insecurity and never feeling like my body was good enough. Then I tried to fix it with food only to end up right back where I started. I did some really hard work. I found food freedom. But then I was confused on how to eat healthy and get fit without falling back into diet culture crazy. I wish someone would have taught me the difference between discipline and obsession. I wanted to be the healthiest version of myself by balancing healthy eating with food freedom. Like, how do I actually eat healthy, get fit, and have donuts with my kids? It wasn't until I figured out this awesome balance between discipline and permission, the art of intentional eating with sprinkles of flexibility. The empowered eating model was born. Here on the show, we nix diet culture while creating values-based health goals. We reconnect with how our body responds to food through biofeedback, all the while figuring out a plan on how to get healthy and fit without sacrificing the most meaningful parts of life. Sustainability doesn't mean never eating your favorite foods again. I mean, pizza is life, right? We are here to finally not just feel comfortable, but confident in our body. I am so excited to fuel your awesome with empowered eating. Head on over to jessbrownrd.com and grab my 3 steps to empowered eating guide, totally free. Or hop onto my e-course, Food Foundations, to get the step-by-step deets on how I got here. All right, you ready to take your inner awesome to the next level? So grab that cup of coffee, lace up those running shoes, because girl, it's time to go. All right, we are diving into empowered eating during the holidays. And y'all know I talk about empowered eating on this show all the time. We talk about food foundations, fuel plans, and I do all of this because I know in my soul that it's not only possible to make peace with food, but you can actually change your relationship to be a productive and partnership with food. You can feel confident in your own skin without wasting time or obsessing about food. I know this to be true. And empowered eating really is a unique approach. It's a mental mind shift when it comes to your relationship with your food and your body, but the results are that you feel your healthiest. The results are that it is fail-proof. You cannot fail. I hear a lot of my clients say well, I failed at so many diets. What if this one fails? That's the beauty of this. You can't fail. It's not pass fail. It's grow, learn, and keep going. And when your values are the core of what you do, it changes everything. So if you're thinking I want to know more about this. I have a couple of things I want to let you know about. So number one, Food Foundations is on sale this week and this week only. It is the biggest sale of the year. It's the most it's ever been off, 25% off. Y'all enter Happy Holidays. That's happy, Happy HOLIDAYS. So make sure that S is at the end at checkout. You're going to get 25% off. And in Food Foundations, I really work through the 4 parts of empowered eating. We go through step by step. We start with body bullying and really break down some of that negative narrative that's built into our psyche very early on. Then we move on to how we reestablish a healthy relationship with health, and we set goals based on our values. We redefine health based on what's most important to us, not like what, Aunt Shirley told us what we are supposed to look like. Then we move on to the big biofeedback part, and this is really where I love to geek out. I think our body is the most important tool when we're trying to find out what a healthy diet for our own selves is, but we have to actually learn how to listen to it. So like, what is biofeedback and what does it mean? How do I interpret it? And what do I do with that information? So that's where we move to next. The last step is the actual fuel plan. And I cannot tell you how important it is to go through this process and those steps, because when we start with changing food first, instead of doing the foundational work, that's where we fail. That's where we start to perpetuate the all or nothing mindset. So Food Foundations is just the whole package. And I ask all my clients to start here because it really does lay that groundwork before we work together one-on-one. So if you've been thinking about it, now is the time. It is on sale this week and this week only for 25% off. Happy holidays at checkout. And if you're still like, I just don't know, like I don't quite understand. You talk about it sounds great, but I don't get it. I've got something else for you. There is a free workshop for you on my website. If you can carve out 25 minutes to learn about empowered eating, like what is this? How do I feel, happy and comfortable in my own skin without obsessing over food? I don't even know if that's possible. Carve out 25 minutes. I want you to go there, go jessbrownrd.com. At the very top of the page, you can enroll in the free workshop. I talk about the 3 big mistakes that are keeping you stuck in your health patterns. We talk about how to tune into your body to find out exactly what your body needs to eat and when, and then what the number one secret is to using science to create your body confidence and lifelong sustainable health without food obsession. So it is a packed workshop for you guys, and it's totally free. So if you're still on the fence, go ahead and do that. But if you're thinking about that Food Foundations, hit it this week and grab that 25% happy holidays at checkout. You can find everything on my website, jessbrownrd.com. There's links in the show notes, or if you're on my email list, it'll be sent directly to you as well. Okay, sisters, like I said, this is what we have trained for. I look at the holiday seasons as game day for empowered eating skills. All year long, we have built these skills. Now it is time to employ. This is where our training comes out. The holidays are a season where we are out of our normal routine. We might be triggered. There's lots of emotions. There might be uncomfortable situations. But when we do the values work first, which is the first step of empowered eating, we know how to weather this storm. For me, values are at the core of everything I do. It's why I'm here talking to you guys, why I spend hours creating this show for you guys and bringing to you totally free. It's a part of my values system. And not only does it give me the energy to do things like this, but it also gives me the stamina to keep going. And when we pull that into our food journey, it is life-changing. One of the things I love to do with my values is reassess every year. I do this in December. I take some time to reflect on the past year, what I've learned, where I've grown, where I've struggled, where I would like to grow. And I try to filter those through my values. I also look at my values and do a reassessment, like, is this still where I'm at? Because things change and different seasons of our life bring different focal points for our energy and our efforts. And one of the things that really came out to me this year was I did have a change in my values. And for the most part, they stayed the same. It's still family, faith, meaningful work, and impact. But one of the main shifts in my values that morphed was that I recognized I really value joy. And this is in my family. We love to have a good time. We value finding joy with each other, with our friends, on adventures. We like to have a good time. That is in work as much as it is in play. But where this really shows up with me and my food and my relationship with my body is that in December, I've decided to approach food a little differently. Most of the year, honestly, I eat very intentionally. I like to eat in a way that fuels my energy, gives me energy to be there all day long. And I got some long days because I got those young baby boys. But this season is different because while I enjoy feeling energetic and strong in my body, there is something about this month, the connections with people, the time that our culture takes to carve out to just slow down, the parties, the events. And, I think we get a lot of anxiety about them, but if we look at what they're really for, they're to pause and spend some time reflecting and enjoying the year, our hard work, where there's so much joy in that. And I'm so here for that. So as I'm looking at the next 3 weeks and all of the food that is entering my life, I have a couple options. And one is to, set some boundaries and not have as much and work out more, which, some people are in a place where that's in alignment with their values. But as for me, when I'm laying out all of my values, family, faith, intentional, meaningful work, and I guess, that really comes down to connection and joy, I know the holiday season is a time for me to lean in to these interactions with people, to be with my coworkers, my family, my friends, and take a time out from some of the more intentional focus I have with food the rest of the year and embrace some of the joys of just, the blessings that we have. It's something that we can use to build memories with people. Now, hear me out. I'm not going all or nothing on this. I'm still maintaining my top 3 healthy habits, which I talked about in the beginning of November, but I do believe in seasons. And I heard this quote that even the moon waxes and wanes between full moons. So seasons, shining bright some seasons, hustling hard is wonderful. And there's a lot of value in that. But as for me and my values, I believe in the ebb and flow of that hustle. And it's been a hustle of a year, so I am seeing the value in rest and joy over the next 3 weeks. And while I'm not letting it all go, I do need to then adjust my expectations for this coming season. So I'm not hitting any PRs, you know what I mean? I'm gonna let that go, and the goal is different just for the next 3 weeks. So with that being said, I'm about to get together with my family, and my family has a lot of food traditions. So my goal and my focus will be to come into that without fear of what it's going to do to my body, because I have more faith in my body and I have more trust in the process. And I know that, I might come out of the season a little more bloated with a little bit tighter pants, but that doesn't define me. That is such a important place for me to be, because it means my body's serving a bigger purpose than how it looks. So all that to say, going into this holiday season, I think there's 3 things we can use to fine-tune our empowered eating skills and stay away from the all or nothing thinking, stay away from perfectionism, and really lean into what we've trained for. Number 1 is, you can guess it, I've been talking about it, lean into those values and set your intention for the season. Obviously, mine is going to be a little bit more flexible. Mine is joy and giving myself that permission to enjoy the season. And with that comes this need to let go of perfectionism. I have to accept, my husband and I, we no joke call it the gain 5 pounds season. And we're cool with that because it's worth it to us. It's fun for us. Our pants fit tighter. We don't feel as good, but man, we have a good time. And that's something we as a family value. It's something we want to bring into our house with our boys. And we want that to be something we see as important more than just aesthetics. So that's me. Now you may be here. You may need that permission slip, and I'm so grateful to help you give that to yourself. If you're not there, I want to let you know that's okay. You define those values. This is why I love empowered eating so much, is because it's totally dependent on you. And if you listened to me this whole time and thought that is not my jam, Jess, that is just clear that maybe the joy is not one of your top values in this season. You have a goal you're working towards, or you have been working on something like getting stronger, building your running base, or you have a race coming up, an event. Those are important, and leaning in and defining what those values are going to change how you walk into these social settings and help you hold true to what you value most. It's going to take the guilt off your plate. It's going to take the stress off around it because you are clear. Clarity is the key here. Maybe you're working on recovery from an eating disorder, and this can be a really tricky season. Having that much food around with family is a really, really scary combo. But instead of looking at this season there's all these challenges, there's so many things I'm afraid of, let's lean in. You've trained for this, and it's game day. You can do so much better with that when you set your intention. And like, how does recovery look while you're in the middle of the holidays? Okay, so step number 1 is define those values and get clear, set your intention for the holiday season. Step number 2, let go of your attachment to perfectionism in this process. So we have this intention, and it's a great intention, but friends, it is an intention. And that means there will be times we are successful with it, and there are times that we take it too far or we don't go as far as we'd like. And that is part of this process. And instead of going to your all or nothing thinking, the pass fail mentality, this is where empowered eating comes in, where we live, we learn, and we grow. The empowered eating model is literally try, learn, grow, repeat. There is no right or wrong way. So while you may have changed the foundation of your relationship with food and body for the season, you've set your intention, like, we are human. Some of those old patterns might still be there, and that's totally normal. So with me and my intention to balance joy this holiday season, to lean into some of the foods that are available to me and give myself that permission to embrace, to have them, there's a chance I might take it too far. And I would know I took it too far because I feel terrible, or maybe I don't sleep good because I spiked my blood sugar so high, or maybe I wake up on a Monday morning because I don't typically work out on Sundays, but I hit the gym again on Monday and I just feel really sluggish. Old Jess would say something like, see, this doesn't work. You can't let yourself go, because when you let loose, this is what happens. You feel terrible, your pants don't fit, and the shame spiral would start. New Jess, empowered eating Jess, says, well, that was a little too fun. Extra fiber and fluids for the next few days, and I will know more. Notice I didn't say better. I will know more for next time. And that's it. Like, there's nothing else that needs to come with this. And you know what's really crazy about this? Because I've done this before in various seasons, and the worst fears actually don't come true, because when you give yourself permission, there's a psychological shift that happens. Suddenly when something's not off limits and you don't have this attachment to a certain outcome or perfectionism, like, there's no pressure. And so instead of going into a holiday party going like, okay, don't eat too much, don't do this, you go and you're like, all right, what do I want to eat? Well, I don't have to eat everything because I could also eat it tomorrow. And I've got another party tomorrow that I'm going to eat out. So that's going to be good. Like, there's just this lack of pressure. And the best part, friends, you get to just be at the party and actually talk to people, and if there's not cool people there for you to talk to, then you got a different issue. You need a new party to go to. But it changes. Food becomes just food. When we let go of that attachment to perfectionism and we allow our body to feel uncomfortable, to feel bloated, to not, quote, look perfect, which, it doesn't look perfect anyways, right? Nobody does. And even if it did, we wouldn't think it did. But we let go of that attachment to trying to chase the perfect body. We just don't feel the pressure. It's like, if on Monday morning, this actually happened this last Monday, I'm recording this right after Thanksgiving, and I went to the gym Monday morning, and I put on my normal, I love crop tops. I put on my normal crop top and my leggings, and I was like, ooh, I feel way too bloated for a crop top today. I had a choice there. I could either get mad at myself for it, or I could just go, well, it is what it is, and put on a longer shirt. I just put on a longer shirt. Like, that's that letting go of our body and our aesthetics and our silhouette and our body fat percentage being the primary goal we're chasing, and let it be flexible. We don't have to be perfect all the time. Got news for you. All right, so that's number 2. Number 3. Now, I think this one we can all agree on. No matter what your values are, no matter, whether it's joy or discipline or focus, I think we can all agree on this one. We need some extra energy this holiday season. There's a lot going on. Managing parties, presents, emotions, higher demands, it all comes with the season. And we need a little bit extra energy for that. Plus, at least on this side of the world, I mentioned this earlier, our days are really short right now, and it gets dark at like noon, or at least it feels like it. So I think there's this like natural dip in our energy. So here is my secret sauce to combat that energy lull that we can feel this time of year and during this season. Number 1, hydrate. Number 2, eat at least one veggie-based meal or snack. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, that never sounds good to me this time of year. But I decided I'm gonna treat myself like I treat my kids. Jess, You can have your fun food after you eat your salad. Jess, you can have your brownie after you eat your carrots. We can do that balance and give ourselves the joy and the permission slip to enjoy food and at the same time still fuel our body. Number 3 is supplement with vitamin D and magnesium. Now, of course, these are my 2 favorite supplements and they work in general for most people. However, before taking anything, you do need to consult with your healthcare provider. Make sure it doesn't impact any of your medications. But in general, vitamin D is something that I love to recommend this time of year. We see less of the sun in the winter months. The days are shorter. Adding a little bit of extra vitamin D can help keep our vitamin D levels at an optimal level, boosting our immune system. Because when we're stressed, we compromise that immune system and we need a little bit of help. Number 2 is magnesium. This is my favorite immune boosting, gut regulating, and sleep supporting mineral, which only about 25% of the population gets enough of from food. Therefore, supplement it is. Now, I have very specific supplements that I like for each of these because there are some ways to take them that boost their absorption. Like, for example, taking vitamin D with K2 is boosting absorption, and magnesium glycinate as opposed to magnesium citrate. So if you're interested in those, you guys can check them out on my supplement website over at justbrownrd.com. I've got my favorites tagged for y'all. Those 3 things can help boost our energy during this season. Hydrate, 1 veggie-based meal or snack, and supplement with vitamin D or magnesium if that is appropriate for your health regimen. All right, sisters, I am praying this blesses you and helps you boost your empowered eating skills during the holidays and shifts the mentality a bit. You know, we can fall into victimhood this season where we don't take full advantage of it. And I know if you lean into those empowered eating skills that you have built on, fine-tune them like we talked about today, fine-tune your values, set your intention, let go of perfectionism, and those 3 nutritional boosts, you're going to be flying through the season with a little bit more joy. I am wishing you all a happy kickoff to December, and don't forget that sale on Food Foundations is running just this week. Woo! So get in there and grab it fast because it's going to be gone before you know it. 25% off at checkout. Enter Happy Holidays. Love you, sisters, and I hope you all have a fabulous week. Until next time, cheers and happy holiday eating. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope it strengthened your food journey and empowered you to live boldly in your body. Real quick, sister, before you go, if you liked today's episode, the best way you can thank me is head on over to iTunes, Fuel Her Awesome Podcast, leave a review and subscribe. Then take a screenshot and share it on your social media. Don't forget to tag me at JessBrownRD. And if you're looking for more resources, be sure to check out my website, JessBrownRD.com. I've got info on my e-course, Fuel Her Awesome Food Foundations, my 10-step ebook on how to beat body bullying, and so much more. I cannot wait to chat with you babes again. Until next time, cheers and happy eating.